I am here with Moses Moody, who is hot off his game with the Knicks last night. I have to say, Knicks fans are probably not too happy about that. But Moses, it's wonderful to have you here. So it is your off day. Why come to the New York Stock Exchange?
It's the New York Stock Exchange. You hear so much about it, you see it on TV, but it's nothing like actually being on the floor and experiencing all the history that's happened here.
Now, Moses, you have an interest in finance. What sparked that interest?
Getting in the NBA and then, making money and trying to and not understanding it early on, just wanting to know what to do for safety purposes and for growth purposes. And then also when you happen to get a lot of money, then people ask you questions about it. So my family, it's an opportunity to educate and teach other people that can essentially change their lives in a way and then change mine as well. So I just wanted to learn about it to be educated.
So financial literacy, it is key for athletes. Why do you think it's important that athletes learn about financial literacy?
I think one of the most important parts is just the opportunity that you have. That can be through communication, like I talked about, like family members or whoever that may be, but it's also for yourself and the position that you're putting your kids' kids, and but it all comes from knowledge. So that's the most important part, figuring it out before you get in there and mess yourself up.
Okay, so many young athletes, they do come into wealth at an early age, and they're not sure how to manage that money. So why do you feel that it's so important that they do get ahead of this and learn how to manage?
I've heard somebody say, if you choose not to plan, you're planning to fail. And also, once you understand a little bit, it's easier to learn more. It's like a language barrier almost. It's intimidating, but once you get over that fear of it, now you realize that trading is trading no matter what it is, and it seems more difficult and everything. I mean, not to say that it's not, but once you learn the fundamentals and the basics, then that can just put you on the trajectory to learn a lot.
Now, you have an interest in reading a lot of books, I know that. So talk to me about some of the books that you read that have really, educated you.
Yeah. The first book that I read on finance was "I Would Teach You to Be Rich" by Ramit Sethi, and I'm not getting anything from the author or anything, but it was just a really good book because it kind of put things in layman's terms for me. And like I said, finance can be intimidating when you don't know about it and when you're talking about it to experts. But I really like the way that he was able to simplify it and break it down from step-by-step basis. And I recommend that to a lot of my family members as they're trying to learn about it and get into it. Also, Think and Grow Rich and Psychology of Money also too, that I read pretty early on.
What role have mentors had in your finance education and, learning?
Mentors have been everything. I read a book called Mastery, and it was talking about the importance of finding mentors and then how to be during an apprenticeship. And I feel like I'm always on the search for a new mentor, and I can make a mentor out of anybody. I've found some in here that I can talk to and learn from. Tony Conrad has been somebody I talked to in San Francisco a lot, become a friend. Hugo Peterson, Sean Hogue. It's a lot of like just not to name drop, but just the people that I've been talking to, hanging out with, and they've been able to give me endless knowledge, just a casual conversation. So I've really been appreciating it.
Now, we know that athletes eventually do retire. So what are your plans? Are you planning to get into business after you are no longer in the NBA?
I plan to get into it to a certain extent before that point. That's why I'm learning about it. I'm interested in it, so I just like to have that knowledge, and who knows where it can take me.
Okay. Now, you're here in town. You played the Knicks yesterday. It's your off day, and tonight, or actually tomorrow, you are playing the Nets. What can we expect from tomorrow's game?
Another good one. Last night was a lot of fun. It's always a great time playing in Madison Square Garden, seeing all the people around the arena, but then again, another historical site. So just being able to be on the floor, knowing the history that's went down there in the locker room, it's something that you got to slow down and embrace.
There's definitely no place like Madison Square Garden. Well, Moses, it's been wonderful to talk with you. Thank you for stopping by the NYSE to talk with us today.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys for having me.